One of the things I used to do in a previous life, I worked for AOL. I ran their homepage business. So if you typed in www.aol.com into a browser anywhere in the world, what you saw was my problem. And one of the fun things I got to do was go around and meet with people like, say, the CMO of General Motors and talk to them about, hey, if you give me $1 million, we can put your car in this little box at the top right of our screen. And if you have $2 million, you can make the car drive across the screen. And as recently as 2010, they paid. Today's day and age, no. In this world, you can take whatever message you want to craft about your business, and you can reach as many people with that message as you want to. Whoever you want to reach based on age, geography, demographics, psychographics, behavior. You can reach them in any format you want. Text, video, display. You can reach them on their phones. You can reach them in their email inboxes. And you can do it as often as you want to do it, for whatever you want to pay. It's kind of a stunning concept. And the truth is, if you're willing to pay a little bit more, you might get your ads on a Yahoo News site or on a local news portal run by somebody like Scott Chorsky where you can really trust the content. If you pay a little less, maybe you end up in a Reddit forum. If you don't know what that is, don't look when you get home, or at least don't blame me. So you get a little higher quality maybe if you pay more, but the reality is you can target your messages in every single format to anyone you want to in lots of really amazing ways. An example, one of many. This is the Pepsi Center in Denver. It's a basketball arena. All the little push pins are people who are at a Taylor Swift concert at the Pepsi Center in Denver. But not just at the Taylor Swift concert at the Pepsi Center, but who, while they were there, tweeted or posted to Facebook about the fact that they were at the Taylor Swift concert at the Pepsi Center. So it's a mouthful. It doesn't have to be the Pepsi Center. It could just as easily be the University of Wisconsin football stadium, where the one University of Michigan bar that's like 4 blocks from the football stadium might have launched an ad campaign starting at halftime of the Wisconsin-Michigan football stadium, targeted at people who were in the stadium, tweeting or posting about the fact that they were rooting for the University of Michigan to come over to Schlotzsky's, or whatever the heck it's called, bring that ad on their phone and get a free pitcher of beer. It could also be, I don't know, every car dealership in La Crosse. And you could say, anyone who's been on the lot of a car dealer in the last 30 days, I want to target them with specific messages. This is just one example of the types of things you can do at the top of that mountain that we talked about. But these messages are mobile, and they're sent to people's mobile phones. If your website is not heavily optimized for a mobile phone, if you don't have landing pages that are specifically designed to receive this traffic, if you can't count the impressions and the bounce rate and calculate how many of these people have actually converted to walk into your bar and buy that or get that free pitcher of beer, yeah, you can buy these things, but they're not actually going to work. And that's one of the reasons that when you think about that mountain, you can't just go straight to the top. It doesn't work that way. You don't always have to go to the top, but you kind of have to gradually go up the mountain one place at a time. So here's a point at which we're going to do some audience participation, because I've been talking for a while. And I always go to the back of the room because I pick on the folks who sit in the back. All right. Cole, what's the largest recorded single-day snowfall in New York City history, and when did it happen? 27.6 inches, Central Park, 2006.
I was going to say.
See? Gary, who is the MVP of the 1983 World Series? Do you know?
I think it was Rick Dempsey.
It was Rick Dempsey of the Baltimore Orioles. How about that? Matt, how high is the summit of Mount Kilimanjaro? 19,340 feet. All right, last question. Let's go over here. Rick, how many times did Ken Jennings win on Jeopardy consecutively? Come on, people, 74 times. That's a lot. Think about that, 74 straight times on Jeopardy. Of course you don't know these things. Why would you? Because you can just pull out your phone and Google them. And Google is the sum repository of all human knowledge. You know this because every time you argue about some inane, stupid detail, like when was the first episode of Benson on, right? You pull out your phones and Google knows the answer because Google knows everything. It's this amazing thing. But you know what Google doesn't know? Google doesn't know that Penn Dutch Furniture and Crafts and Penn Dutch Structures are the same business. Every other word on these pages about the address and the phone number and the product descriptions are identical. But because those names aren't the same thing, you search for Furniture Store Pennsylvania, they don't show up on the first page. This is a phenomenally successful Amish custom furniture maker in central Pennsylvania who 2 months ago was a ghost online. And one of the reasons they were a ghost is their business existed by like 7 different names because nobody had actually thought to sit down and talk about exactly what is our name and let's make sure we list that name exactly everywhere. It's sort of amazing how powerful that effect can be. If you just list your name in exactly the same way on all these hundreds and hundreds of directory sites, then you're going to be much more likely to show up at the top of Google. So great, you're going to run home tonight and just do that, right? Sure, good luck with that. One of the ways that these directory sites exist, one of the reasons that a site like City Search exists is that they can go to Google and they can say, Mr. Google, why would you pay attention to what the words that Troy has embedded in his donut shop website when we know he can write all kinds of stuff in there? Trust the words that are on my directory about Troy's donut shop because I'm going to force him to prove it. And every single one of these directories, remember there are hundreds of them, if you want to say that your address is 123 Spatula Drive, because remember you sell spatulas, they're going to send you a postcard to 123 Spatula Drive. And they're going to say, you told me your phone number is 123-4567. Within 48 hours of sending out that postcard, you need to get it out of the mail and call me from that cell phone number and read me a 7-digit alphanumeric code on that postcard. They all do something like that, but they all do it differently. And they all do it differently for a reason. They want to make it hard because they want to go to Google and say, you can trust this information because I made Troy work to prove it. How many times at your business is it even the same person who's responsible for you showing up on the first page of Google is also the same person who gets the mail? And you're going to do that hundreds and hundreds of times? Probably not. And the Penn Dutch Furniture guys hadn't either. When you do it this way, you get these results. It sounds relatively simple, but it's incredibly difficult to do. And a lot of those same principles apply not just to being found, but to what people see when they find you.